American Handgunner Insider.
Hey folks, Tom McHale with American Handgunner Magazine here with another episode of American Handgunner Insider. Boy, we have a special guest today. I would like to welcome Lieutenant Colonel retired Alan West, Army combat veteran. Boy, Colonel West has done all kinds of stuff in his career.
Oh, gosh.
He served in Congress, and you survived.
That
You're
was
still
combat.
sane.
That was combat.
That was the combat part, right?
Yeah.
Nice. Among other things, he's currently serving as executive director of the American Constitutional Rights Union, Rights Union, theacru.org, not to be confused with the other one.
Those are the bad guys.
Those are the bad guys. This
We're the
is
good
the
guys.
group that stands up for things like the Second Amendment, freedom of speech.
All your constitutional rights.
At all costs, exactly.
Yes.
You're a busy guy. You're also serving as Dallas GOP chair right now?
Dallas County GOP chair. We had a great election cycle, but things continue on. We've got our municipal level elections coming up in May, first Tuesday in May. So we've got city council elections, school board elections, mayoral elections, and so those are important too.
Yeah. Well, I got to surprise you with something because people need to know about this because I'm jealous. That's why. You want to tell everybody what you did last June?
Oh, I tell you,
I figure it wouldn't be hard for you to talk about. So
that was an incredible experience. I'm a member of the Round Canopy Parachute Team, USA, and got the opportunity to go to Normandy and did 2 parachute jumps out of C-47 aircraft that flew 80 years ago into a couple of the drop zones there for the 80th anniversary remembrance of D-Day. And look, I don't know how you top something like that.
I don't either.
You just don't. But this February, I'll get the chance to go and jump in Tuskegee, Alabama at the the famous Moulton Field, which was where the Tuskegee Airmen trained. So we'll be doing commemorative jumps for the Triple Nickel Parachute Infantry Regiment, the 1st Black Paratroopers, and also the Tuskegee Airmen. That will be the 14th through the 16th of February down in Tuskegee, Alabama. So come by if you can.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, that's actually not far from me. So we're in South Carolina. So is this the same group then?
Same group, Round Canopy Parachute Team.
Okay.
Yep. We train to go around and remember and honor those paratroopers from World War II.
Fantastic. So that kind of reminds me, you have something else cool coming up on the books, a certain anniversary on the horizon this year, right?
Yes, and I think it's a very important anniversary for us that believe in the Second Amendment, and that's the 250th remembrance and anniversary of Lexington and Concord, which was when they fired the shot that was heard around the world.
Yep.
And I think that established that premise that an armed individual is a citizen, a disarmed individual is a subject. Because so often, since we're here at SHOT Show, which is all about the manufacturing industry, the British had landed there on April the 19th of 1775 to march inland toward the vicinity of Concord to destroy a weapons and armaments factory that was supplying the Sons of Liberty. Yep. And still today, we have the new redcoats, I call them, the progressive socialists that are trying to destroy our gun manufacturing industry.
It's time for more men, like I believe it was Captain Parker, if I recall correctly, that had one of the best quotes in modern history. Will stand their ground. But if they mean to have a war, let it start.
Let it start right here. And that's an important thing.
What a guy.
A lot of folks don't realize that on that day, April the 19th of 1775, there was not a United States of America. And furthermore, there was no Army, there was no Navy, there was no Marine Corps. The Army came on June the 14th of that year, and the Navy October, and then the Marine Corps in November of 1775. So when they talk about the words of the Second Amendment, a well-regulated militia, that's the people that you see walking around here.
Wait. You're saying the militia is not the National Guard? Or
no,
the
it's
Army?
The people. Look, there was no
I gave you a layup there.
You did. I did a reverse two-handed jam.
I know. I got walked right into that trap.
But that's the thing that we have to be able to articulate. And if you go back and understand the words of the Founding Fathers, well-regulated didn't mean the ATS.
Yeah.
Well-regulated means well-trained.
Yeah.
And that's what we have to have.
Yep. Very important. Terminology is important. And I tell you, the founders put a lot of effort into choosing just the right words in their minds to make things patently obvious.
Shut up being friends.
Messing it up.
That's pretty easy.
But I tell you, that is just as relevant today as it was then. So recently on this show, we had a gentleman named Michael Cargill, and he filed suit against the federal government over the bump stock ban.
Yeah, yeah. I
And
know him very well.
And it wasn't, I saw you guys
Because
chatting here.
he's in Texas.
And, it wasn't really so much, I don't want to speak for him about bump stocks, but it was about federal overreach.
The principle of it.
And you can draw real easy analogies between that kind of thing and what was going on back in 1776, right?
Yes, you can.
People like you and I and Michael Cargill stood up and said, enough, this is not right. We are going to do something about it.
Yeah, and
it
I remember,
had nothing to do with organized military, did it?
No, it absolutely didn't. It had everything to do with men then who came out of their homes, came out of taverns, and they stood.
Yeah, yeah. And boy, by the end of that day, it started out with a few hundred militia.
Yeah.
But by the end of the day, if I have my numbers right, I think it was about 15,000 people.
Oh, yeah.
Which back then, that was
a
lot of people.
That was
right?
a lot.
Were involved in chasing the British back to Boston.
Oh, yeah. People don't understand that, your large formations. I mean, the British had an invasion force of about 20 to 25,000. That's nothing today.
Yeah.
But that was a big deal back then.
That was a big chunk of the population. So.
Yes.
I think the whole United States, at the time of the Constitution, was what first census 3 million, 3.6 million, or something like that, everywhere. So okay, but we digress. So, hey, let's talk about guns for a minute.
Let's do it.
I know you're here at SHOT Show.
Yes.
I know you're going to find some time to look around at all the
little bit.
stuff here.
Yeah.
But you're also working with a very fine gun company.
WATCHTOWER Firearms.
Yep.
It used to be the old F1 down in Spring, Texas, and Jason Koloski, who is a retired Force Reconnaissance Marine, he came in, and that's how I met him in the beginning. This idea about coming and buying F1 and making it something a little bit different, and he's done a fantastic job. And they actually had a AR-15 that was done under my signature.
Yeah,
the AW BDRX AR-15.
I didn't know that. Okay,
yeah. So I actually had an AR-15 under my signature, named it. I worked with them to design, picked all the different component parts. But a great company, all American made, is veteran-owned group, and employs a lot of veterans. And when you go on their floor down there in Spring, Texas, I mean, it's amazing because everything is, manufactured and cut and processed right there. Barrels, the whole 9 yards. And so now they have delved over into handguns, and they got a great handgun called the Apache, a double stack 1911 platform. And so come by and see it. Now they have a new rifle series called the Raider, after the Marine Corps Raiders.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually was just about to say they make some really nice handguns too. So
yes.
I have that on my agenda for tomorrow to get out of this
I'll be over there.
Get some time to go look on the floor. So I'd love to check out their guns. We need to do a historian handgunner on one of those at some point. So
cool.
So introduce me to the right folks over there when I come by, and
I will do that.
We'll see if they're interested in doing that. So.
Of course they are.
Yeah. So anything else you got going on this week while you're
here
that people should know about?
This is great. I mean, it's an incredible week. I started out in Washington, D.C. up there for the inauguration and everything. And, I'm not in the crowds and dressing up, but my wife wanted to go to some balls, so I had to do that. Happy wife, happy life.
It's kind of a lifetime experience.
Yeah,
it's one of those bucket list things.
But the thing, Tom, is when you just get this sense here in the convention hall, there's an incredible weight that has been taken off of people.
You're right.
And especially in the 2A community, because we feel like, once again, we're going to get back to constitutional rights and freedoms.
Right. I am greatly looking forward to a little bit of pressure off. We talked to the Second Amendment Foundation, Adam Kraut, the executive director over there while we were here, and they're still going to be busy because the states are still,
a lot of
crazy states are
level.
Still doing crazy things.
You're right.
And
you know what?
That can't stop.
That comes back to, just think about how this country got started on April the 19th of 1775, where those Sons of Liberty out of Massachusetts, made the stand. Now look at the gun control laws in the state of Massachusetts.
Yep.
The Sons of Liberty are rolling over in their graves. So yes, we got fights in our states. I just recently read where in the state of Colorado, the governor, Jared Polis, says that he'd be happy to sign assault weapons ban there. So we've got to
Good luck with that.
Yeah, we got to get people to understand the Second Amendment is the law of the land.
Right.
It's in the Constitution.
Well, and it's constitutional, I think, not to rely on our president to fix all these things.
That's right.
By definition, he's got limited powers, whoever it is.
Yeah, we the people got
recently, the past few years, that hasn't been the case apparently. But by design, it's the legislature and the states we gotta worry about.
That's where we got it. That's where the fight is.
So, yep, you got it. So, Okay, well, fantastic.
My
I know you
pleasure,
got a million things to do here, so I appreciate you joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Have a good show,
Absolutely.
and we'll be talking to you soon.
See you at WATCHTOWER Firearms.
All right, will do. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. If you want to see more content like this, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel at FMG Pubs, and we will see you next time on Insider.